नमस्कार. जय श्रीकृष्ण. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्त वृंदा. Enunciating text 10, text 11 and text 12 of chapter 8, manifestation of Brahma from Garbhodakshay Vishnu of third canto, the status quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 10. Udaplutam Vishwamidam Tadasida Yan Nidraya Milita Druna Nya Milayata Ahindra Talpe Adhishayan Ekah Kritakshanah Swatmaratau Nirihah. At that time, when the three worlds were submerged in water, Garbhodakshi Vishnu was alone, lying on his bedstead. The great snake Ananta, and although he appeared to be in slumber in his own internal potency, free from the action of the external energy, his eyes were not completely closed. The Lord is eternally enjoying transcendental bliss in his internal potency, whereas the external potency is suspended during the time of the dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Text 11. So antah sharire arpita bhuta sukshmah kalatmikam shakti mudira yanah uvasa tasmin salile padesve yatha nalo daruni ruddhaviryah. Just like the strength of fire within fuel wood, the Lord remained within the water of dissolution, submerging all the living entities in their subtle bodies. He lay in the self-invigorated energy called Kal. After the three worlds, the upper, lower and middle planetary systems merged into the water of dissolution, the living entities of all the three worlds remain in their subtle bodies by dint of the energy called Kal. In this dissolution, the gross bodies became unmanifest, but the subtle bodies existed just like the water of the material creation. Thus, the material energy was not completely wound up, as is the case in the full dissolution of the material world. Text 12. Chatur yuganam cha sahasra mapsu swapana swayodi ritaya swashaktya kalakhya yasadita karmatantro lokan pitan dadrushe swadehe. The Lord lay down for 4,000 yuga cycles in his internal potency, and by his external energy, he appeared to be sleeping within the water. When the living entities were coming out for further development for their fruitive activities, actuated by the energy called Kala Shakti, he saw his transcendental body as bluish. In the Vishnu Puran, Kala Shakti is mentioned as Avidya. The symptom of the influence of the Kala Shakti is that one has to work in the material world for fruitive results. The fruitive workers are described in Bhagavad Gita as mudhas or foolish. Such foolish living entities are very enthusiastic to work for some temporary benefit within perpetual bondage. One thinks himself very clever throughout his life if he is able to leave behind him a great asset of wealth for his children. And to achieve this temporary benefit, he takes the risk of all sinful activities without knowing that such activities will keep him perpetually bound by the shackles of material bondage. Due to this polluted mentality and due to material sins, the aggregate combination of living entities appeared to be bluish. Such an impetus of activity for fruitive result is made possible by the dictation of the energy of the Lord Kal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.